Oh,
It's Moancore.
Good God.
Welcome back to Saturday Morning Cartoons. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. Varney and Dante dropped a little snippet and little insider tip of the new Avatar show, Avatar The Last Airbender, Seven Havens. I'm Dougie McDoubles. Next to me is the two greatest podcast hosts and Avatar connoisseurs. Let me explain something. The Earthbender Masters, the Airbender airwaves have been here. The Fire Nation fanatics are gone, and it's time for the Waterbender wave to be here. You got Ty and Ray in this
God,
piece.
he's spitting. He's spitting.
How are y'all, man?
I'm great, man. It's good to be here. Yeah, we did a topics podcast a couple days ago. It was just a rumor, so we're back. Got to give it its proper due diligence, I guess.
Yep.
And talk about the new fucking Avatar Seven Havens show. So there's been leaks and rumors about this show concept for maybe like 8 or 10 months, maybe a year. The concept of the twin avatars, or the twins where one is the avatar and one isn't. That was kind of the only real big rumor that I had seen for the last couple months.
Yeah, I'd seen that too. And it seems like by what the official stuff we got now is that just one twin is the avatar has a twin. That's what it seems
Yeah, that seems like what it is. Another thing, some of the talks on the Reddit discussion board or whatever about it is there's no like production details. There's no dates announced or anything like major. So they're saying that they kind of just had to announce it because so much had leaked about it, especially recently. Last couple of weeks had been a lot more plot details and type shit. So they're kind of forced into announcing it, even though there's not a whole lot said about it. It's just kind of the name and a very vague plot.
Yeah, very vague plot, but has a lot of implications for where things could go.
And not to mention, they didn't really give a plot to like the Avatar movie with Aang in them. Like we didn't get a real plot for them, right?
Yeah, these are two entirely
No,
separate
right.
things, but they announced them kind of at the same time.
Well, it's like, I mean, like they.
Well, no, the Avatar Aang movie we've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah,
well, I mean, like they announced that.
Yeah, that's been officially
but there's been
announced
no
for a while.
plot leaks or anything. This was leaked. The plot was leaked. So they're like, well, here's this show that
and then
we have.
But they reference the movie whenever they announce the show too.
Oh,
right.
Did they?
They reference that like this will be alongside another, like not alongside like they go together,
okay.
but like this is
in the production
another like confirmed thing that's happening with this movie that's coming out in the future, but they're two separate different things.
That makes sense.
So should I read the description of what we have so far?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Avatar Seven Havens, the new series is going to be called, is set in a world shattered by a devastating cataclysm. A young earthbender discover she's the new Avatar after Korra, but in this dangerous era, that title marks her as humanity's destroyer, not its savior. Hunted by both human and spirit enemies, she and her long-lost twin must uncover their mysterious origins and save the Seven Havens before civilization's last stronghold collapses. So in this, there's already so many things to
That's
unpack.
a lot to unpack, yeah.
So,
damn.
My thing with this is, what do you think the last stronghold is?
Dude.
That was where my mind there's a couple of things that my brain jumped out
last
at me.
stronghold.
But
that's tough.
before civilization's last stronghold. So you got to think this is set after Korra, right?
Yeah, it's a sequel to Korra.
So it's a sequel to Korra. So like what really was the strongholds that were even left by the end of Korra?
I don't know, because they can, especially in Avatar, dude, cities can pop up and fall so quickly. Like, Zaofu went from nothing to, like, the most secure city in the world, and they stripped all the domes for Kuvira's mech suit. And,
right,
like,
it's not like we're talking, like, Aang's generation of Avatar, where you had, like, the North Pole was a stronghold in, like, Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, you had Ba Sing Se, the North Pole, and
like Omashu, kind of, but it fell.
I don't know, dude.
So, are they talking Republic City? Are they talking, as far as the human world? Are they talking spiritual world, too? Are they talking, like, lion turtles? Like, what are they
There's a lot of implications.
about?
Especially as, like, I've been a Korra defender forever. Like, people shit on that show so much.
So much.
Oh, and then now...
And only really the last season deserves it.
Yeah. And now they've released official Avatar plot synopsis that calls her humanity's destroyer. You know? Like, it's... by the time the Avatar After Korra comes out, she's considered humanity's destroyer. You know? That's kind of crazy.
Wait, but here's my thing with this. Because let's read this. A young earthbender discovers she is the new Avatar after Korra, and then it sets off with a hyphen, meaning that this is a phrase that's like added. But in this dangerous era, that title marks her as humanity's destroyer, not its savior. Is it talking that the new Avatar is a destroyer, not a savior? It's not actually referring to Korra.
No,
I think it's saying
like a prophecy, kind of, right?
Well, I thought what I'm getting from it is that Korra opened the spirit portals to end season 4.
Yeah.
So by the time this show happens, I would imagine something has gone wrong, and she is to blame for everything up till when this Avatar comes out. That was how I was kind of reading it.
See, I think this is actually like I could see that, but the way that this is worded, as far as like grammatically goes, and I may be reading too much into this. This, I think, is referring to the new Earthbender as humanity's destroyer.
Oh, interesting. So the Earthbenders, Earth Kingdom has been the villains in every bit of Avatar media other than Avatar: The Last Airbender show. Earth Kingdom has been like the bad guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this could be a deal where this young Earthbender is like evil, or not evil, but like murky, like gray kind of a character, and she discovers she's the Avatar.
And then, so like that brings in, like, how does this twin come into play? Are they trying to like bring the good out in their twin Avatar
to
such like
an
go,
or
are they trying to pull them to the dark side, and that's what ends up happening? And then, like, I know this doesn't matter at all, but like, is the twin another girl or is it a guy?
Yeah, they said there, so they left it vague.
So they left that vague intentionally.
I'll say it, man. I'm sick of this, dude. I'm so sick of this Hollywood nonsense, dude. I think I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, dude.
What are you gonna say?
I think the Avatar should be an Earthbender. That's it. I'm sorry. I don't care. I think I've had enough, dude. I've said it. I'm sorry. I know Hollywood's all backwards and they're doing all this, that, and the other. I'm sorry. I think the Avatar twin should be an Earthbender. I'll say it. That's just me. No, the only issue I saw on Twitter about this entire thing was, oh great, another woman going crazy as an Avatar, and I was just like, that's not Korra at all, and I barely saw Korra.
Dude, and then like what was always weird to me about Korra is, so like I'm wondering if this Earthbender is going to be kind of like maybe Korra. So like if you look at Korra throughout the entirety of her show, Korra's like main like character traits didn't match up with her core element.
Yeah.
So like her core element was water. One, she had way more traits of a firebender than water.
Yeah, and she actually fire a lot more.
She used fire more than water. So I'm wondering like, so the whole thing, the whole shtick with earthbending, right, is like really like rooted really in the ground, really like stand your ground, being firm, that kind of thing. What if this goes along the same lines as Korra, where this person's actually kind of like more like go with the flow, not really stuck in what they're doing, and that's what gets them into trouble. Like, is it another, situation like that, where they're actually like more of a waterbender, since like, because it's always going to the, that previous thing in the cycle almost, or, is this earthbender even more of like an airbender to where they're just trying to avoid all their responsibilities?
Oh, yeah.
You could have like a Aang situation, Aang in the iceberg situation, running away from his destiny type thing. On top of all of this, you have human and spirit enemies again. We might get to see more background into the spirit world again, which, like, dude, was one of my favorite parts. So, like, Korra, obviously, I think Korra was actually very good. It wasn't as good as Atla, in my opinion.
Well, it's the greatest cartoon ever made.
Yeah.
It's hard to top it.
It's hard. It's hard to get past it. But like, my favorite part of Korra was going into like Wan's backstory and the
Yes,
spirit
the first
world with like
Avatar.
Vatu
So
and
cool.
Rava
Hell
and
yeah.
all of that stuff. So we might be getting more of like, dude, I'm wondering, it's like humanity's destroyer, this dangerous era, evil. Like, I mean, is Vatu coming back into play?
He could
again?
be, and this could be the same sort of deal that
Like Dark Avatar
like,
again, maybe.
fucking God, why can't I think?
There's a twin.
What's the
Light
what's
Avatar,
the
Dark
water
Avatar.
What's the water avatar's name?
Korok?
Korok. Avatar Korok. He just had the humanity thought he was a piece of shit, and he was secretly fighting
The spirits
it
all
could
the time.
definitely be the sort of deal where humanity blames Korra for the spirits coming into the human world and whatever, and she's humanity's destroyer in their eyes. In the same way that Korok was a terrible avatar and Yang Chen was great, even though she was like really not that great behind the scenes type of deal. So like the wording is really fucking interesting because you could read into it like 6 different ways.
Everything that they've released, you can take so many different ways.
Yeah.
So they release just enough information basically to say this is a real thing, but we're going to tell you just enough to where it could mean anything.
Right. Yeah.
And every Avatar fan can just go wildly with their brain, essentially, because it could be fucking anything at this point. Like, I love the idea of the whole light and dark Avatar.
What if it's a Nepo baby and the twins are Beifongs?
Oh God. They could be, dude.
I
There was a
genuinely-
lot of Beifongs at the end of
There was a
Korra.
lot of Beifongs at
I'm
the
down.
end.
There was.
I'm down for and Earthbenders. There it is.
Yeah.
Or, hear me out. What if Haru is finally redeemed and it's a descendant of
If we
Haru?
see any mention of Haru ever again, I will be so mad. And this is funny because we have this video idea, the March Madness of Avatar, and I've been working on this, and Haru has been coming up a lot, and it's just been pissing me off. Fuck Haru. I hope not.
We all hate Haru
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I don't know. A little bit of information is out on it. It's currently in production, is all they've said. There's no date on it. All it says is they're 26 half-hour episodes spread across 2 seasons and 2D animation. That's all the information in the world out about this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even with the Avatar Aang movie, it's a 2026 release. Like, we have a release date for that. We have not really any plot details, but like we know that it's coming out what year, you know? Like, this is just one picture with a vague plot.
And now,
you know,
my thing too, so like, whenever you were looking at Korra, because like we're looking at cataclysmic events, right?
Yes.
So Korra,
she was the queen of going through that shit.
and queen of that, but like also the amount of time between Atla and Korra was not that much, right?
It was short enough for Katara to be an old woman. and
Yeah, it
still
was short enough
alive,
for
and-
Katara to be an old woman. I'm thinking about like how rapidly that world industrialized, and then you have like
The downfall is going to be crazy.
and then you
yeah.
have all those allusions to World War I and II.
Oh,
What if
yeah.
what if this is like a nuclear bombing situation?
It could be Wasteland Avatar.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
what if we have Fallout Avatar?
That's what it sounds like, dude. They describe it as strongholds. They're not cities or whatever. They
Yeah,
call them strongholds.
like this is like the Fallout show mixed with Avatar now.
Yeah. Yeah, which I don't know, dude. Thinking about the
Which then that
major
could lead to
cities.
mutations and bending, and we could get new sub-bendings.
That's true, dude. I don't know. Yeah, you think about it. You would think Republic City would be pretty safe because it's the New York City.
Dude, that's
plus
the
it's
number.
got the airbenders.
That's the number one target, though.
Yeah,
bro.
that's what like that and Bossing say would be the first to fall, you know, or they could be the last holdout. So Omashu, who knows?
What
Like
happens
the
to Bossing say, dude?
Fire Nation capital, who knows? The Northern Water Tribe, Southern Water Tribe rebuilt. Like
Yeah.
who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
Air temples.
Were they even in use? They had Air Temple Island. I don't know
They
if
had
they
Air
did.
Temple Island, but going back to maybe those original air
Oh,
temples.
were
that
the
were
did the
abandoned.
acolytes? I think the acolytes
The
were actually
acolytes
at
took-
one or two of the
yeah.
temples.
Or like Kyoshi Island or something like those remote
Kyoshi Island.
places.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, I mean, because we really don't have that much information about this, but it is so like I cannot wait. I am
I'm
all about
excited,
anything
man.
Avatar
Me too.
to
Yeah.
expand that world, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, as little Kyoshi as we got on screen, like, she was such a fan favorite
Yeah.
forever. Like, and to get, like, a full series of an earthbending
'Cause, like,
Avatar
what?
is going to be crazy.
Like Kyoshi, I'm trying to think back. So the only Kyoshi we really see, she talks to Aang the one time in the spirit world.
Yeah.
We see her, splitting Kyoshi Island off the mainland.
Yeah, telling Aang what happened.
Telling Aang what happened, and
that's really it.
That's really about it.
That's really it, yeah. And she's just a fan favorite.
Well, dude, whenever you're like, 9 foot tall and you freaking move an island.
You're right. That's a good point. Because that is a crazy thing. We have another bit. I don't know if we have too much more about the show we want to talk about, but
do y'all see a release date anytime soon for it? Not like anytime soon, like this year, next year. Like
I think we're at least
3 years away. Maybe
my guess is at least 2 years at the very minimum.
Really? Oh,
2027.
Yeah,
I think 2027 is the earliest.
Yeah, probably so.
I
would imagine the Aang movie comes out first.
Yeah, for sure. I would
so.
imagine that for sure before they they're gonna go back to the original world before they expand to new.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you brought this to the chat, Ray, and I laughed so goddamn hard.
Which one's that?
The Kyoshi thing.
Which one?
That one.
Oh, so
what? Oh, yeah, it's a good transition.
What Doug is referring to is what feat is more impressive? Toph holding up Wan Shi Tong's library whenever basically, you have the Appa in the desert and getting taken by the sand
on unstable
ground, or Kyoshi splitting off the island from the mainland and moving it across the sea.
Which you have long said is the least efficient way to do that.
It's yes, I will get into the science of this, but I want other people's opinions first.
Logically,
the least efficient way.
Well, here's the thing. She's the Avatar. So logically, you just move something underneath you. And it's a giant column, essentially. But you're the Avatar, so you're able to stabilize the water, the air, and the earth at the same time because you're not using fire.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's an Avatar feat versus an Earthbender feat, isn't it?
And here's my thing too. So, I thought more about this and scientifically why Kyoshi maybe used it with air and water rather than. But it looks like she does it with just air.
Yeah.
In order to move, because whenever we're looking at the clip in the series, can you remind me, because I don't remember, does it look like the island is being pushed away from the mainland, or that the mainland is being pushed away from the island?
It looks like the island,
she's pushing the island away, for sure. It looks like
she's the fucking...
she's pushing Kyoshi.
She's pushing what she is on away.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like a speedboat.
So here's my thing with that. So the reason why I think she does it with airbending is because, to move crust, to move like continental crust like that, you'd have to be a lava bender.
Oh, you think so?
You'd have to be a lot, because what is the mantle made out of? Molten earth.
Oh, she really couldn't.
So touch that if she's not a confirmed lava bender, which I don't believe she is.
I've read her books.
Yeah, she's not. No. I was gonna say we only have Bolin, the guy from the White Lotus or the
Gazan.
Red Lotus, and then the one firebender, Spedo, I think.
The Avatar.
So we only have those 3 confirmed lava benders. So maybe that's why Kyoshi has to do it with air. But how much more impressive is that? Because one, that's her opposite element. So
I wonder how much that works, because her mother was a airbender.
Yeah.
But it's opposite, but her mom was an airbender, and she's got these fans which are insane, like additions onto her airbending. Yeah. I don't know. So I've always wondered that.
I thought of it just as essentially like how Toph or any other Earthbender we've seen in Avatar, like if they're they're on top of a column and they're just moving across the Earth. You know what I mean? So logically, it's not necessarily moving the Earth's crust. If you're part of the mainland, you're just cutting off a piece of just more Earth, because up until a certain level of sand, like once you get under a certain level of sand underneath, we
need to rewatch it.
But you got to move the mantle with you underneath, or else then everything's going to just collapse into the ocean.
We need to rewatch it, dude. I swear she did some earthbending move to chop it and then push.
She did do an earthbending move first to cut it, and then she moved the whole fucking thing with air.
Well, like the cliffs in Ireland,
I don't think you need to do...
Pieces just fall off, but nothing really happens to it. Like it just more and more pieces of the cliff fall off.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And that's the only way I took it as. But the way you brought it up, it changed my mind a little bit. Because my logic was how most Avatar, they're fucking carrying this table, you know what I mean? They're holding on their arm, and there's a column, they're fucking taking it across the fucking...
In my opinion, it would have been easier for her to just have made her own island than do what she did.
Yeah,
easily. Yeah,
but to be spiteful and be petty, she said, this is mine now.
Show her fucking power.
Yeah. She said, I'm not going to fuck with y'all no more, but this is mine.
Yeah.
I don't...
So it's an impressive ass feat.
However...
But Toph is not an avatar. Toph was standing on sand, which she couldn't see in and could not really bend.
And is already blind.
And was fighting sandbenders who were stealing Appa.
Yep.
Yeah, and that,
I gotta give it a Toph.
And that, I mean, the library, just, it's magical. Like, it is a rock library, but it is a magical fucking place, right?
Yeah. It's still like spirit world shenanigans for sure.
Yeah, so it's a fucking crazy feat to hold the library up as much as she did in the sand. It's insane.
I will say both women ate, left no crumbs.
Oh,
but
both of them.
That's my new favorite thing. Spirit World Shenanigans, dude. I don't know why.
That's your playlist name. There we go.
That tickled me so well in my chest. It's just some Spirit World Shenanigans, man. You know
That's
how
all
it goes.
My problem with this, so yes, Toph is just an earthbender, and on the sand it's impressive because like this is before Toph has really figured out sand too.
Yep. Yeah, she has no idea about sand.
Yeah, she's twisting it. She's trying to get her grip. My thing is we did say it's spirit world shenanigans, right? How heavy is the library, or is it magically lighter because of spirit world shenanigans?
Yeah. Or did she have to unlock how she did immediately with metal? Did she unlock a new way to bend magical rock?
But then also we've got to look
clutch. Just comes in clutch.
If we're talking about the weight of holding up the library, right? Then we got to talk about the fact that Kyoshi moved a whole freaking island.
Yeah.
Against the tide.
Yeah, with air. Yeah. Kyoshi wins it, but Toph's feat is fucking insane for a non-avatar.
If logically she moved with the same speed...
There's no earthbender that did anything close to what Toph ever did there.
Never.
No.
Definitely rivals most Avatar things. I think Kyoshi kind of wins it based off Ty's logic, because where there is nothing shown, I'm speculating off of
Dude, I think Toph can rock most avatars.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking metal bending, there's a lot of things that they could do. I think you kind of pulled it. You kind of pulled Kyoshi for me.
Yeah. I think the only thing we see an earthbender do that's even close to kind of what Kyoshi did was when Bumi took back Omashu, when he was pushing, and he, as good number 2 earthbender we ever saw in the series, but he was fucking struggling to, to move a lot of the big heavy shit that he was moving.
Real quick, Ray, what's your favorite King Boomy moment?
I don't know.
Let us leave.
No, dude, I know exactly what it is.
Oh, falling back into the earth. Yeah, that's a crazy.
That's a cool thing.
Man,
I saw that clip the other day.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Your excitement in your voice when you're talking about it, dude, I was
so
just like,
good.
Dynamite.
Dude.
Also known as creeping crystal.
Jesse me.
Tastes like candy.
That's a pretty good Boomy.
Oh, dude, it was actually.
It was pretty good.
All right, man. You got to give it to Kyoshi. I respect it.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Kyoshi.
Now,
I don't want to, but I got
Speaking of Toph, though.
Yeah, let's keep it on Toph. This is what I've always thought was funny, because you get to the end of the series and they recap it in the little Ember Island play or whatever.
Yeah.
And they have Toph portrayed as this huge buff fucking man.
Yep.
Accurate look with the haircut and the suit or whatever, but it's a big buff fucking man.
Now, here's the thing, bub, because I'm sorry to bring up my dad. Because Dad watched this when we had the DVDs when they first came out, and Dad watched every single episode.
Hell yeah.
Dad said,
"That's tough."
No one wanted to say it was a girl, and I'll never forget that. And when this came up, I thought of my father.
That's so funny.
Black hair, just the Fu Manchu, just. Well, tell him it's a girl.
God, that's so good.
And then I think,
then not only tell him it's a girl, tell him it's a little girl.
And
that's
blind.
like 10.
And
that's blind.
And blind.
And
they wouldn't believe you. Yeah.
Dad looked at me and said, "Bubba, I've done that. I told him it was a way bigger guy."
Yeah, should have seen the other guy.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Like it's the Ice Age
Didn't get
moment
hit
where they
once.
lose the crash when Sid and Diego lose the Crash and Eddie, the little possums, and he's like, If anyone asked, it was rattlesnakes, and there were 20 of them.
It's
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
Man
yeah.
Blastoise.
Big man blast door. No, I love that. I love that this piece came in, that you presented this to the group, because it's so great, dude.
I never thought about it. I hate that episode. Ember
Well,
Island
and then,
player
like,
sucks, but
You got to think, what's
I
her
never thought
background?
about it.
What's her background from? Wrestling, bro.
that's true.
Is there even a single other female wrestler in that arena with like them?
No,
not a
at
single
all.
one.
No.
So speaking of wrestling, you know who voiced the boulder? Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Mankind.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you missed on your
He could
opportunity to be
never.
the boulder.
He could never.
And-
Didn't they cast the live action Boulder?
Yeah.
Who was it?
It's
It's not a.
Yeah, no,
okay.
it's an unknown actor that we're gonna love. That they're gonna kill in
that'd be great.
Avatar.
That'll be fucking great.
Yep,
Yeah, I'm excited to see Toph in season 2.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
without a doubt.
Another thing we can talk about here. Zaheer from Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Cold villain. Crazy
Bad.
villain.
Okay,
Bad
crazy.
motherfucker.
Genuinely was alright. So there's only
Didn't even need airbending, really.
He didn't. He was bad.
Zaheer, the lore. When I got to watch the backs, I've only seen maybe half the series of Korra. However, I remember I loved going into the backstory. It was way better at the time than me having to go in and borrow your books and read all of the books of what happened that was off screen. I loved the lore behind it. And Zaheer, the animation, Zaheer, and the lore were the three things that were most memorable to me. That's a bad motherfucker,
He's an ass
dude.
whipper.
Like,
Not the best airbender, but he's an ass whipper.
Yeah.
A couple times I went, oh, out loud.
Yeah.
Where I had to catch
He's
myself.
lethal, man.
Whenever you have to be like maximum security locked up and you're not a bender,
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a fucking problem.
He's like Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda. You know what I mean? Where he's like, that's just a cold,
Yeah,
maximum
a
security.
bad
You're
dude
like,
with bad motivations.
like,
yeah.
oh no, dude, he's out. Y'all are in trouble. I can't wait for this arc. Oh.
freaking yeah. Just,
Yeah. So in the series, obviously, he kills the Earth Queen by putting a ball of air
around her
or
head.
lack of air around her head and taking it from her.
Vacuum,
Yeah. So I never thought about this, but somebody said if this is a vacuum, the Earth Queen died without hearing a word Zaheer said, right? And, Zaheer does this whole monologue about anarchism and, fuck the queen and this and that.
So
she wouldn't have heard him, apparently.
So here's the thing. Here's my thing with that.
Mhm.
So everything that you see in Atla, as far as the airbending goes, right?
Mhm.
They do that for the viewers.
Perspective.
Basically,
Yeah.
like to know
It's
that
invisible to
airbending
the
is happening.
characters.
Like it's invisible to the people that
Yeah.
are going on. Like that's why whenever you see these strikes, it's like Aang on the boats and stuff, right?
Yeah,
They just be flying off and not knowing what the heck's
Right.
going on because they haven't seen an airbender in however long. So here's my thing: they decide, because here's the thing. He totally could have been talking to her. She totally could have heard him. But the animators decided specifically to have that air bubble be around her entire head.
Yep.
Yeah.
But let me look at the picture real quick. I wanted to look at one thing to make sure I didn't miss it.
There wasn't anything around her ears in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
I was
there's
really
not
devastated.
anything around her ears like a little funnel going in
Yeah.
or anything like that. I think in order for her to be able to hear him, that sphere would have to be interrupted by a little funnel going into the ears.
Exactly.
So he wasted words on that bitch.
Either that or he was doing it for like the gravitas
Yeah.
of like everyone else.
And he had to get it out.
Because remember, everyone else can't see what's going on to the queen. They just think she's sitting there choking.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, that's
he's
true.
sitting there, and they're assuming that she's hearing him too,
Oh,
and that she's
interesting.
just sitting there
Dying.
So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it could have been a power play on his point too, but like,
Yeah, they wouldn't necessarily know he's an airbender.
Yeah, there was a bigger moment at play
I
instead
see.
of just the
I
queen.
see.
No,
I
that
hadn't
makes
thought
sense.
about it from that perspective.
Tide
That makes
change.
a lot of sense.
Tide's changing the game, dude. I love it, man. Again, you just bringing things to my attention that have made me rethink the entire Atlas series.
Mm-hmm.
This really bothered me. I've literally said it before. How the hell did firebenders invade and win battles in the waterbending homes in North and South Pole? They're literally talking shit on someone else's home turf, talking about a fucking rematch.
Yeah.
It's a fucking problem, and it broke my little kid heart because I was like, They're covered in fucking snow. What is?
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Oh, like
It is kind of crazy.
I think I know how the South Pole happened easily.
The South Pole they don't have the same location the North Pole has.
They don't have the same location. They don't have the same fortifications.
Yeah.
Also, the tribe's so much smaller.
It's a lot.
they have a
smaller.
lot of benders.
It's
right?
a lot smaller and like a lot less benders. The Fire Nation too. So like
compared to like
you got to think of how the Avatar world's set up, right?
Yeah.
So the Earth bending region is mainly set off of like China, right?
Right.
That's where it draws a lot of its origin and culture from. That's obviously the most populated region.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one where we see the most people, things like that, right?
Yeah.
So then you're looking at Fire Nation. Fire Nation set in Japan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Japanese culture, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, still a lot more people, but then we get to the Waterbender tribes.
Yeah.
Based off indigenous cultures.
Right.
Indigenous cultures historically been
Small.
wiped out
Yeah,
every time.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, and
They don't
by how
industrialize.
too? Technology.
Technology. Somebody
disease,
industrializes.
sicknesses.
Yeah.
because like realistically, how many ships are they sending to take out a village? You know what I mean? Or like because like they're not all together. You know what I mean? There's different pieces. You know, so like they're probably sending 5 to 10 ships to take out everything.
Yeah, and we
Everyone's-
definitely saw it in the show. They would come and take waterbenders a couple at a time,
Yeah.
here and there and shit. But
Like I think this
What
was
they
a
let-
long con.
what- you know,
yeah,
they
yeah,
took
it's
them
definitely over a long period of time.
Well,
it
a long
wasn't.
period, like it's
they
almost
held
it's
out a
almost
long
like,
time.
It's almost like colonization, bro, where they're going,
Yeah,
they get some
exactly.
trade established, then after the trade's established, they take a few people back,
Yep.
Yeah.
get that going, get the smallpox blankets out. You know,
yeah, it's
here's
really
the thing.
similar to that. Yeah,
they took away the bender, so it kind of took away
took away the fucking
the parts
the
of
heart and the culture.
Well,
of
okay,
it.
Yeah.
so like
literally it stopped the breeding process when it came to benders.
Benders. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just normal humans.
well, and then like even you get into this, so like
and then took a lot of the men.
do you guys know about the
Mongol?
Mongol Empire at all?
Yes.
yeah.
So like
somewhat.
the Mongol Empire, so
I've seen South Park.
creates the second largest world empire of all time because they're just like these great warriors. But the one thing that the Mongol Empire did that a lot of other places didn't do was they, rather than enforcing their culture on top
Yes.
of the other
Yeah, yeah,
people's,
yeah.
they adapted their culture to fit the places that they took over, lost their own culture, and that's what led to the downfall of their empire.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you had a similar thing going on with the waterbenders. They were getting their hats in too many places that weren't theirs.
Yeah.
They lose a little bit of their own culture, their own, and then like slowly you're just losing more and more until you don't have the benders there raising up their own in their
Yeah.
cult, and then boom, but then obviously like the North Pole, like
They gentrified
they
South Pole,
had
dude.
to wait till the eclipse.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I mean,
The
Oh,
North
yeah.
Pole is such a better
Yeah.
location. Like they were able to fortify and have
culture
walls and protections. and-
remains stronger there.
Yeah, definitely. They still had the culture because they had remained behind their walls for all the years while this fucking South Pole is getting picked off left and right. Like, yeah, it's no, like, I mean, the show shows you how the downfall of the Southern Water Tribe, but
Well, and they even show you like the advancement of like the Fire Nation as Japan's industrialization compared to literally all the other like. So like it's strictly well, and then even in Korra you go into that too, where it's like the advancement of technology is what has led the world to be such a different place.
right. And even in Korra, like, yeah, I mean, like all of the warring styles, like the Fire Nation, obviously they're on islands, so they're in ships, like that's their main warring style, and the Earth Kingdom's a fucking massive tract of land, so they have tanks and all sorts of earthbending shit, like
drills and all kinds of shit.
yeah. So it's just once you industrialize so far, especially in Decorah, like even that far in, like no one is doing ships but the Fire Nation, like the Royal Fire Navy or whatever. Like General Iroh is the leader of or whatever that comes in. Like, yeah, it's no wonder that the Fire Nation was fucking wrecking everybody at that certain very specific
time.
point in time.
Yeah.
Because again, every other time in Avatar, the Earth Kingdom is the bad guy and is taking over everyone else. Like that is just how it
They're
is.
just conquering
In every
motherfuckers.
fucking novel, every Avatar has to deal with an evil Earth Kingdom or whatever.
Well,
it
and
seems
that's
like.
because like that's where the greatest number of people are. So
Yeah.
that's where the greatest centralized power is going to be. People
Exactly.
always want power.
Exactly. And the only time that anybody else had a fucking chance was the Fire Nation industrializing, the mechanists making these war machines and stuff. And yeah, it was just that specific, like, 100 years and thousands of years of Avatar history. Yeah.
Well, we're excited to see what this new Avatar series is going to look like. Maybe there's nuclear bombs. We don't know. Maybe they're going back into Vaatu and Rava. We don't know. Maybe Korra's the bad one. Maybe the new Avatar's the bad one. Maybe the twins make out. We don't know.
I hope not.
I don't want that. If Star Wars can do it, then Avatar can do it. Right? Grow up. It's 2007. I don't want that.
It's 2000.
2000 is square, dude.
They could be swamp benders. The Avatar could be a swamp bender, which means that's kids and cousins.
Now here's the thing.
Except siblings.
Dante, Bosco, and even Varney, who played Korra. Varney, the actress, she was well into her 30s when she voiced Korra. Do y'all have any type of person in mind to voice any character in the Avatar series so far?
I don't know, but the chick that voices Toph is pretty hot. If Jack Black could possibly voice literally any character, I'd be very happy with that.
I like
very
that.
happy. Okay.
Here's one I'll hit you with. Nope, it's gone. Oh, Brendan Fraser.
Here we go. Aquafina. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. No, I'm just kidding. I know you enjoy Aquafina and things. Like you really loved her in the new Kung Fu Panda. And
you like
Jack
water
Black.
that much?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hated it. No.
Hated it. Yeah.
No, I love the character of the fox in Kung Fu Panda. I really wish it wasn't Aquafina because she was also in like 4 other movies.
She's
with
pretty
Kung Fu
hated.
that was animated, and I was just like, "Are you fucking just?"
Dude, I must be living under a rock because I don't even know who Aquafina is.
That's okay.
Like I'm thinking you're talking about water bottles right now,
You ever seen
bro.
Nora from Queens? You ever seen all 7 seasons of Nora from Queens? You ever seen Shang-Chi?
Nope.
It's okay.
She's let me try to explain to you. Aquafina is an Asian actress, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That uses a black scent. Okay, so she uses the black scent a lot.
Let me,
so that's what
let
people
me,
are kind of like.
This, though.
People are like,
was
I'm
she
sick of
raised
her.
in that style of culture,
Yes,
though?
I have no idea.
From Queens, New York.
Okay,
Yeah, I have
she's
no
from
idea.
Queens, New York, then that's totally acceptable. She was raised
people
in
are
that
tired
culture.
of how much she's in stuff because she
was
doesn't
like
do
The Rock.
voices. She does Aquafina in the movies. So it's like
it's like The Rock.
Yeah.
yeah, people are exactly. People are just tired of it.
Yeah.
It's The Rock in like khaki.
Right, he's done 7 movies with that outfit.
Yeah.
You've done
Yes.
7 movies with this accent. You have no other range other
Right,
than the
right.
Queen's accent.
And then there's
Why?
the
She's
smolder,
doing the Seth
yeah.
Rogen, but people are like
you're
tired of it.
You're the
I guess.
funny girl that does the act that has the Queen's accent. You're the homegirl's. You know.
Okay,
Mm.
I am
Yeah,
totally.
it's perfectly fine. She talks that way, but that's why people are
Yeah,
like.
I'm on.
People
I'm
are
on
like,
track.
do a fucking voice,
Nora
not
from
just
Queens
yourself.
won all kinds of awards because it brought like a notice to Asian heritage and things of that nature, and the struggle of moving to America and starting your own business, things of that nature, because they had their own bodega and stuff like that.
There's a whole movie with Eddie Murphy about coming to America.
Oh, I have 2 of them. And then she wasn't Aquafina in Shang-Chi. I was very happy about it. Marvel actually made her like act correctly.
Oh, really?
So I really enjoyed her as Katie in Shang-Chi. But everything else, it's just Aquafina. And it just bothers the fuck out of me.
Maybe
Still
a
great.
lot of people.
Get your
apparently.
bag, girl. She had a new movie come out with John Cena on Amazon Prime.
But you can't see it.
She won she won the lottery, and you had to like survive 24 hours. And if you won, you got like 17 million or something like that. And John Cena was her bodyguard.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. Anyway, Aquafina. So I think
What you got?
Great Lyle would be really good. That would be sick. I would love Aaron Paul to make an appearance.
As long as I also get Iroh's descendants. If I don't get any of Iroh's descendants, I will be livid.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
We've seen him in Fallout. We've seen him in a lot of other things, and including Invincible. I would love to see Walton Goggins.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. But also, it's a Nickelodeon project, so they're probably not going to pull a lot of adult animation voice actors, will they?
We're also getting... Oh, they're going into Spirit World too, right? I know. They're talking about voice actors, bro. I don't know voice actors, I'm just talking about stuff I want to see at this point.
Just be someone you want to like.
They're going into the Spirit World, right? We saw Iroh in Korra. Bring Iroh back.
Yeah, we
want more Iroh.
Surely,
I want more. Any Iroh I can get, I will take.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another fantastic episode of Saturday Morning Cartoons.
Right.
We have talked the talk, we have walked the walk, and we have wove the wave of Avatar. I'm so excited for this new Seven Havens series. I know these two guys are. Boys, you got anything?
What do we hit that subscribe button?
Literally. Yep. I've been Doug. He's been Ray. Our Avatar correspondent and connoisseur, Ty, has been here. Ladies and gentlemen, drink plenty of water. Please be safe, and we'll see you guys next time.
And he didn't say skibbity once.
Hey, what happened? Why are those squiggles on the screen?
Those are called end credits, Patrick.
End credits? But I don't want it to end!